It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every day on YouTube and simulcast over on gunchannels.com, where we watch the comments from everyone watching the show coming in live. One of the reasons we started the show was for its interactivity with the live audience, so we do appreciate everybody watching us now. We also appreciate everybody watching us later and all the feedback. We appreciate everyone subbed to all the channels. All the chat hosts and the content creators, they put in a lot of effort, so make sure you check them out and check out gunchannels.com. We have hosts. Two of us are here with us today. Bob coming in from Canada.
Hey, glad to be here.
And me, Jimmy, coming in from Phoenix. And G-Webs is somewhere on the road today. Today is Wednesday, November 8th. Number 438. So we have an entertainment subject, guns used in arcade games and how they have changed. Good idea versus bad idea. Using PMags instead of GI mags. And our hashtag showdown. And gun movie, gun day. Or gun of the day. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know. So, usually we like to start the show off with anything that happened in the wee hours of the morning or overnight. Bob, you got anything?
Seemed like a quiet night to me last night, but I wasn't online all night, or not all night, but I wasn't online all the time, so didn't hear a lot. I don't know what shows were on last night. I didn't catch any of them, I don't think.
Yeah, last night was a pretty busy night. I wasn't able to catch all the shows. I kind of got caught up in something. But, yeah, a lot of interesting shows. Tuesday's a real busy night. So, and that was another thing, too. I probably should add that in with the intro that I do. G-Webs just does it so much better. But, yeah, all the content creators, anybody that's out there, even if you're not a creator, come on down to gunchannels.com and check it out. There's plenty of slots open for stuff, and plenty of conversations going on for people that don't want to create anything and just want to hang out.
That's right. You may end up with a unique nickname.
Yep. We got Clover out there. What's up, Clover? Freelo, Mike Ozzy Osbourne. Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. So I guess we could dig into the show. Oh, we got Ellis over, Cycle Camp, Angry, Patriot, Clay, Smeggy. Well, Smeggy, I think, is sleeping over there. But
good sleeping.
Yeah,
so it's the suspects, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. So got a decent little turnout today. So I guess we might as well just jump into the show. G-Webs may or may not be joining us, so we'll keep you guys on the edge of your seat for that one. So the first topic: entertainment, guns used in arcade games and how they have changed. Well, I'm not too much of an arcade game connoisseur, but I have played my fair share. Like the House of the Dead or whatever, or the Terminator games, where they got, it's like a plastic version of something they would use in the movie. I guess it's a laser or whatever. I don't know how the heck they have the sensor thing worked out there.
Well, I will say the biggest change I've noticed is they're not real guns anymore. They don't shoot real bullets.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm too young for a lot of that, but I have visited a couple of places where it was like they shot, I don't know if it was 22 shorts or if it was just pellets, but yeah, it was actually shooting real projectiles, and it wasn't just like a laser sensor or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that was they used to have all the arcade shooting games. You'd actually get a 22 pump action or a 22 semi-auto that would shoot 22 shorts or 22 BB caps. And yeah, you actually shot a real bullet at a real target. Now, like any other arcade games, of course, they always have the little bend to the barrel or the sights, and if you were doing good, the guy would hand you a different gun. That was always their trick. But it was a lot more fun then because you were actually shooting a real gun. It was a little harder for them to jigger the game because, like I said, they either had to hand you another gun, which you always went, no, this one's fine. Once you figured out where it was actually hitting.
Yeah. Well, I remember that's like they had them kind of things at like carnivals where they would give you like a full auto BB gun or something like that, and you'd try to knock out the star in the middle.
Yeah, that was kind of I think that was the next evolution of the arcade type guns, as they went from like a 22 short to a BB gun that ran off compressed air, because that'd be a lot cheaper for them too, eh? Like the BBs were all recyclable, and the guns were simple air powered, but those were fun too. I mean, I had a heck of a good time with those things too. But I mean, by that time I was kind of getting too old to go to the arcades.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran into that problem once too with the console. But I don't know. I still think it was fun stuff. I never really won anything at it because, like you were saying, they're all kind of rigged in a way. But
oh yeah, well, especially the shooting the star out. I mean,
yeah,
those guys could go, oh, see, there's a little bit of red left, and you'd be like, no, there isn't. With them, or they're thrown out of the fair. But
yeah, I always try to cheat and draw like a circle around the star, and never ever worked.
Oh yeah, no, you actually had to just blast it out. I've actually won. I think it was like the first day that the fair opened. I went in there, and I think they either got the power turned up or a little bit of extra pressure. But the first day, it's always easier to win at those games. They rig it right, but I ended up coming home with half a dozen giant stuffed animals and all kinds of stupid shit that I then had to strap to my motorcycle somehow.
Yeah. This is not really an arcade one, but the Angry was saying in Tombstone they have chalk rounds. I thought they were little wax ball rounds, but yeah, they got little like vaqueros, and you shoot little chalk rounds out of it. Those are kind of cool.
Yep, and that I think probably that was kind of an arcade thing back even further back than the 22s, is you had actual guns, and just in order to make it safer, they would shoot a chalk round or a wax round. So those were probably the earliest, I guess. Well, I guess really the earliest arcade guns were real guns, just like whatever, because the manufacturers would send out salesmen, and they would go around and they would set up these little shooting galleries for people to try out their guns, which would have been kind of cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Even if there's like no recoil and you're shooting, I don't know. I just thought it was cool to have it.
Oh heck yeah! And these guns would, they would have real recoil because it'd be a real cartridge. It's just you're shooting a lightweight, super lightweight projectile, frangible.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Moon's saying on the YouTube side, light guns, and that's pretty much what it is now. I mean, I guess you still, some carnivals or fairs will still have something, but I don't know. I haven't seen them recently.
I think some of them are using like what do they call those stupid? They're BB guns that shoot plastic BBs.
Oh yeah, the airsoft. Yeah,
airsoft. Yeah. But even there, they have their liability thing has gotten. That's why they've got away from anything that shoots a projectile. It's the liability issues. But yeah, now it seems to be basically those laser target type things. That's basically what they're going with now. Is just the laser light targets, kind of like the ones we reviewed on the show that one time, a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I seen one. They had that in they got that in one of the Bass Pro Shops that are out here. Like you can go and it's a foresty kind of western like mix, and you can just like shoot bottles out of a tree, and then a cowboy comes out, but it's all like laser tag kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. So I mean, really, it comes down to the best guns were the very earliest, probably 1880s, where you actually got to use a real gun.
Oh yeah.
And then next, it would be like the 22 rimfires from the arcades in the 20s and 30s, right up to the 50s and 60s, I think. And then now you got shit, but that's because they take all the fun away.
Yeah.
So we've solved that. Boy, that's a quick one too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's not much we can go over. I mean, we could just complain too about, I guess, about how things used to be better and now it sucks.
Back in my day, we got a real gun and smell the gunpowder, sonny. None of this here laser tag.
Yeah, none of them sensitive little lasers.
But then we didn't have no snowflakes waiting to melt in the background,
All right, so yeah, we solved that one. We saved Angry from a conference call. Very good, because we're moving on to our second segment, which is using PMags instead of GI mags. But before we do that, we like to take a break between the first and the second segment and mention a Gun Channels member or somebody in the 2A community. Today it's a Gun Channels member. It just so happens to be Angry. So there you go. Angry's been here for quite some time. Just recently moved to Arizona from Pennsylvania, so they're not too bad out in Pennsylvania, but he got them a little bit more freedoms.
Definitely.
And yeah, has been helping out behind the scenes in on Gun Channels. Been helping out with the whole gun website stuff, and yeah, really been putting in a lot of effort. Always active in the chats. Been in the early watch since damn near the beginning.
Yep.
Tactical quiz winner for forever for quite a while. Him and Connery went back and forth. So yeah, he's a good dude. Very active.
That's true. And I mean, other than his anger issues, he's a pretty good dude. Hey, man.
It's funny you say that because when I first met him, I thought it was one of my ironic things, like you call a fat guy tiny or something like that. I because he didn't seem angry at all. He seemed pretty chipper. So I don't know. But.
They say it's the quiet ones you got to watch. Right?
Yeah.
Not that anyone's ever accused Angry of being quiet if you've ever met him in person.
Yeah. Oh man.
But anyway, yeah, Angry's a good dude. Yeah. Big ass to the whole gun channel. So and I want to hear your name on the Daily Gun Show. All you've got to do is join Gun Channels, and eventually we might get you if you're active and get your name out there in the chats and stuff. So keep that in mind, just if you're one of those people that likes to hear your name mentioned.
Yeah, really, all you got to do is just kind of tell a joke or something, like say something that's memorable, and we'll mention you one of these days.
That's true. You may end up with a unique nickname, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was our Gun Channels member of the day. Thanks, Angry, for being here and being active. So we'll be moving on to our second subject here. Good idea, bad idea. Using PMags instead of GI mags. Now, Bob, do you know what that means?
Although, like I say, I don't shoot an AR-15, don't own one. Once I immigrate, of course, I'll have to buy one. That's kind of a rite of passage. But actually, I'll build one. That's even better. I've shot both of my VZ. I have aftermarket plastic. They're not PMags, but they're, I guess, the equivalent. They're a plastic mag. I don't mind them. I prefer the factory ones. I think with GI mags, there's you have the issues of wear and stuff like that, but all that's you can put new springs in them, you can put new followers, and you've got a mag that was made to mil spec, right? PMags, yeah, but they're plastic.
Yeah.
Everybody knows my plastic, right? It just seems right to have a proper steel magazine for a plastic and aluminum gun.
Makes the rifle feel more authentic, kind of, huh? I don't know. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Like that.
Well, they sound better when you bang them on your phone.
But yeah, I don't know. ARs, PMags are they've worked fantastic for me. I got a decent mix of GI mags and PMags. AK, nope. I won't use a PMag. They're garbage. I've had broken feed lips on them. I've had them crack. Dropped them before and lost almost every single round that was left in the magazine when I dropped it. And yeah, I don't know. So sometimes they come in good, and then so PMags are okay. Let me
Well,
move on to Pro Mags. Those are I've heard people that had good luck with those plastic ones, but those are just trash.
well,
So
and you got Clayton out in the chat there is saying that ironically the P mags are now the new GI mags. So
yeah.
I don't know, true, but yeah.
No, I mean I could see how he's saying that because of the fact that they're like the standard now. A lot of guns are even coming with those instead of GI mags. So I could see how he's saying that. Like I said, AR, I've never had a problem with one, and I've dropped them loaded. I've dropped them, stepped on them, and nothing bad has happened to them. They still run. Hell, I've had some for years that I haven't like changed, or over a year that I haven't changed any of the springs on or anything like. They run, so I don't know. But like I said, AK when it comes to PMags and AKs, I don't trust it. I've seen them fail too much, and I've had them fail too much.
That is true. I don't know. My personal opinion is I would go with the standard, the steel GI mags. But if it was for extra mags, like you want to have your go-to mags, so those could be your GI mags, and you could have the plastic P mags for the range mags. Ones that you're going to use a lot, you're going to get beat up, thrown in a bag, bounce around in the trunk of the car, that kind of thing. Probably good for that.
Yeah.
If they work, that's good. But yeah, personally, I'd prefer a steel mag, so I'd vote steel mag as a steel mag. GI mag's good idea, I guess.
Yeah, GI, good idea.
Is what I was eventually going to get at. Well, gee, that's too easy with G here, right? Because you got to know whatever we voted, he would vote against. Just
I already know G-Webs would have went with the plastic ones.
Yeah, but he would still vote PMag just because.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would go plastic.
Yeah.
Let's see, anybody disagreeing in the comments? It looks like everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Clover says PMags suck. I don't like them at all. They're especially bad with alternate calibers. I prefer GI on 5.56 or Lancer for alternative calibers. Moon saying aluminum.
Yeah, well, that's what I got for my VZ. I like them. They're super lightweight.
That's all I use for the AK too.
I wouldn't want to step on them though.
No. Steel or aluminum, I don't know. They're all right, but like I said, the PMag for AK just doesn't work for me anyway.
Yeah, I think our is generally for steel, and people are saying, yeah, the PMags are okay, they work, but although Clayton is still going on about Magpul has a contract for GI mags, and apparently he likes plastic.
Oh, really? I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't know Magpul has a contract for GI mags now. Okay, I did not know that. Yeah, Moon was saying he's got about 40 plus PMags. I would say I would be somewhere in the high teens. Not breaking the 20s yet, but I do have a bunch of them. Yeah. But I got more steel ones than I got, the GI ones.
Well, as far as price goes, right?
You can't beat it.
Yeah, and they are, that the new high-tech fancy polymer that doesn't really break, I guess.
All right, so Yeah, I guess we saw that one.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty easy actually.
so, do you want to move on to the gun of the day, or do you want to just do the showdown?
Well, I don't know. You know, that's a thing. You know what? Let's talk about the gun movie because I put that in there. So
All right. Today is
so
what is it?
Expendables 3.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I just saw it a couple of days ago, so that's kind of why it's been in my head. But it was actually I've watched, believe me, you know, I have watched all three of the Expendables movies because these were, you know, the guys who were stars. They were up and coming stars when I was kind of, you know, watching movies, and now they're all these old dudes. And, you know, it makes you feel good. You're starting to get older, and you see these old guys are still kicking some ass and taking names. Hey, now Expendables 3 is when they kind of introduce a new group, but they turn out to be kind of, I don't know, snowflakey. But but the best part I had to say was Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, that was funny.
To see him suck it up, because I can just imagine in real life he was trying to get into every Expendables movie, and they were just, no, I don't think so. No, yeah, no. And so they finally let him in this one. But it had, you know, all the big stars. It's got Arnie. It's got Mel Gibson as the bad guy. Man, he plays a good bad guy. You know, it's got, well, basically it's got all your stars from you know, that time period. Your big adventure stars. So I thought it was great. Some really cool. I love Sylvester Stallone with the old single action behind his back and fanning it. I mean, that's so funny because I've actually, as soon as I got a single action, I had to go try that, even though I know it's not good for the gun.
Yeah.
It is fun, and you kind of can hit something, but not like he was. I mean, you can basically a silhouette target at 10 feet. You can probably get, you know, 5 rounds on it, but you know they're going to be everywhere from crotch to forehead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have like a 15-inch MOA on it or something, you know. But yeah.
But it is fast, and you know, the one thing about fanning you can say is if you use that just to pull the hammer back. So as you draw, you fan the hammer back, and then pull the trigger like regular, not just hold the trigger back and fan. It's fairly quick to get that first shot off, and even the second and third one, right? Because you can keep your hand up to keep pulling that hammer back. So I mean that kind of works. But yeah, the whole thing with you know, they always have good guns in those movies. You know, I mean they've got the coolest, the you know, the neatest, like, you know, the AA-12, which is just the most badass shotgun.
Oh yeah.
If for no other reason, watch that movie just for the guns. You know, and if you grew up on these guys as you know, superhero adventure stars when they were younger, for sure, watch it. I mean, if you like airplanes, that's a Canadian airplane, by the way, Canadian built airplane. It's called the Caribou, short takeoff and landing. Just a badass airplane. The Australians only just replaced it after using it for 40 years, almost 50 years, because it came out just at the end of, or just after Second World War. So it was used in Vietnam. Just one of those real good utility airplanes. So I always like that. I like the airplane in the movie. I like the guns in the movie. All these stars, you recognize them instantly. And especially if you're a fan of these kind of, you know, adventure shoot 'em ups. So, and the guns were great. I mean, yeah.
It's an awesome, the gold AK. It's awesome for guns. This movie is an awesome gun movie. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, storyline, well, you know, it's that kind of movie that you don't really worry about the storyline, although there is a story there. It kind of continues on with the first two, or at least the second one. And
yeah, and they're not the worst story either. It could be a lot worse.
And the advantage is because these guys don't have that big a part, like, you know, it doesn't really focus on any of them, so you don't really get distracted by their lack of acting ability, like you would if it was just, you know, the one guy. because some of them, you have to admit, are just not actors. Um, but you know, it's quite entertaining. They get their one-liners in. So yeah, I think it's just definitely a good. It's a good hour and a half, or what is it? Hour 45 minutes. Time well spent, just at entertainment. It's mindless. It's kind of boom, but you know, um, it's lots of action. It's pretty much nonstop action.
Yeah, and if
So
you sit, it is mindless, and you could just sit there and kind of like vegetate and watch this or whatever. But it's also something for a gun guy. If you sit there and try to like name off every gun that you see, and it's a lot of brain power
oh
right there.
yeah,
So you could kind of go both ways on the spectrum.
yep. And you know, you can. It makes great drinking game movies because you just go every time one of their classic one-liners, you got to drink. You'll be pretty hammered by the end of it. Uh, so yeah, it's just one of those movies you just got to enjoy. Or you know, you're into action adventure movies, you're into guns, or you're into these old stars that are now showing, hey, they can still do it, or at least in the movies they can. You know, I'm sure they didn't show the geriatric ward they had in the trailers in the back. You know, where these guys, you know, they do their scene and then they'd have to go and get a massage and you know take their meds and. But yeah, good movie. I liked it. I'm going to give it 2 solid thumbs up. Um, I'm sure G Webs just hate this, so it's good he's not here.
Yeah, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. Also, I think that it's fun. I like it.
You know what I think? I think the aliens might have got G Webs.
It's
That's what
possible.
I'm. Yeah, because
Possible.
them little green alien fellas. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give.
You broke up there, Jimmy.
Time ever. It's not the worst though, and it's definitely something that'll keep you entertained the entire movie. And gun porn.
Yeah, and I mean one of the reasons we do the movie of the day is to let people know about, you know, like this is a fairly recent movie, so this one, you know, even some of our, you know, younger viewers and younger gun channel members have probably seen it. Um, if not, go watch it. Maybe if you've seen it before when it first came out or something, if you're the kind of person who would go to a theater to see a movie like this, check it out again. It's a good way to, you know, just waste some time and look at some cool guns and giggle at these old guys trying to do these action adventure movies.
Yeah. So that's our movie. Um,
Yep.
let's see here. What else do we got?
I'm just looking at the, yeah, everybody. I'm just looking at what they're saying about it in the chat, and it is pretty funny. And the third is better than the second. He thinks Stallone was sexually harassing Terry Crews.
Is that who molested Terry Crews? I thought it was somebody. I don't know. There's a lot of molesting going on in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? Yeah, Angry says Antonio Banderas was hilarious in 3. He was. I mean, not a bad drinking game idea, yeah. Uh, oh, Patriot in the dark. Har, har, har. You don't think we got testosterone in Canada? Go play hockey.
Yeah.
There's a reason we're so polite and nice in public. It's because we all grew up playing hockey. We got all that shit out of our system.
Get all those angry feelings out on in the ring.
And it was, you know, hey, there's what other sport is there where fighting is an accepted part of the game?
That is a good point. Here's another good point, real quick, while we're waiting. Everybody knows what that sound means. I try to be a little bit more discreet about it. I don't know, but everybody knows what that sounds means. It's time to
spill my coffee on my lap.
Whoops a day. Means time to whip out them keyboards, crack your knuckles, and get ready for the daily tactical pop quiz. Today's quiz question is brought to you by Angry American 570. He was kind enough to send us over at the email on dailygunshow@gmail.com. Anybody who wants to send over any show suggestions or pop quiz questions or really anything, send it over to dailygunshow@gmail.com. So today's question: the M4 survival rifle is chambered in what round?
All right.
M4 survival rifle is chambered in what round?
Hey, we don't have G to make the noise. Do 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 do. Yeah, where's Smeggy? We need him to make this. Okay, 22 long rifles wrong. 22 is wrong. Well, yeah.
We need more specifics.
Yeah, we
22
need
long rifles wrong.
Gauge is wrong. Oh, Sean Connery once again. Jeez, jumped right on it. 22 Hornet. Sean Connery, you are the winner. Jeez, that guy, you know. What does he do? Just sit and read books on stuff. He must, you know. Must be one of those guys who reads. Probably got a library card.
I think he has Wikipedia opened and like guns in the search engine and then just types in whatever the question is. I don't know.
That's possible. Google's wrong with this one. Yeah.
But congratulations, Connery. I don't got the link to send you, so congratulations.
Well, he should have it like on his bookmarks because he's won so many times.
Oh yeah, you should have it readily available.
Yeah. So, Sean, you know what that makes you today, right? That makes you the tactical pop quiz hot shot of the day. So there you go, man. And yeah, rigged shirt. Actually, yeah, well, he was on the gun channels, and I think gun channels has a slight advantage when it comes down to speed. Although I've had them both loaded up, and it seems to depend on which one I load first. And Sean says,
"Yeah, that happened before,"
which is nice because if Sean was claiming every time he won, we'd probably have to shut it down because we'd be broke.
Oh man, so let's see here. It is
bragging rights. You gotta give Sean that. He's got bragging rights. I think he should be in the lead, right? Although for a while he wasn't playing, just to give other people a chance to catch up.
Yeah, but I think that little while didn't really matter. I don't think that. I mean, it mattered, but it, I don't think it knocked him out of first.
No, because I think just other people started claiming then.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, Sean, you are actually pretty impressive at this game. So
tomorrow I'll try to make a good one for you tomorrow that you won't get.
Cycle Camp lost internet. Had to have Comcast reset modem. Missed my second favorite part of the chat. Well, it should all be your favorite, really.
Yeah.
Some you prefer more than others, but yeah, basically it should all be your favorite. Right.
The whole chat matters. All right. So is that going to take us to the? We might as well say the showdown just in case G shows up. So take us to gun of the day.
Sure. Well, what we got today for gun of the day is a American classic, Ruger Mark III 22. Now this isn't the Ruger 2245 or whatever they call it. This is the old style Ruger, the original style of pistol. Now I've shot thousands of rounds through these. They're a great little gun, super accurate, very impressive little gun. Like, I mean, for the price, like you could still pick them up for $300 at gun shows. And like the one I was shooting was a bull barrel, which was really cool. And an interesting thing with the bull barrel is, at one point, and this was years and years ago, you could get a U.S. Air Force survival hatchet, and the handle came off and was a suppressor for that fit on the bull barrel of a Ruger pistol. Now I read this in Soldier Fortune, so it had to be true. Although I don't think I ever saw one of those hatchets. And I'm sure as soon as it was in the magazine, those hatchets came off the market. Although I guess, it would be illegal to actually attach one. Wouldn't be illegal to have one because it's a surplus, something you bought from the government surplus. But yeah, very cool. Really a neat little pistol. Like the one I had was a 4-inch barrel, bull barrel, and man, that thing was a tack driver and reliable. Like a lot of people, 22 rimfires aren't reliable. Well, the Ruger seemed to be. And Ruger is an amazing company. It's American, American company. The guns are American built, but they're a good price, and they're really well made. So I mean, other than there was a while back when Bill Weaver had a thing about only 10-round magazine or 10-round capacity, but the aftermarket took care of that. And now, Bill's unfortunately left us, I guess. And the Ruger's now kind of changed their mind on that. So,
yeah. Have you ever got a chance to play with this new one, the Mark IV?
I haven't. I've never even shot one of the 2245s, I guess they call them.
Yeah, the newer Mark. Yeah. But the only thing that I didn't like about the Mark II, Mark III pistols, all that, Mark I, I guess, was the takedown. And that new Mark IV, so what there is I don't know if you can see, but this guy's thumb, let me make it bigger. So there's a little detent right there, a little button right there. You push that in, and it pops the whole upper part out, and you can just yank that bolt right out. So the takedown on the new Mark IVs are amazingly easy. So,
yeah, but I mean, the old ones were not that terribly complicated. I mean, there was a trick to putting them, there was a trick to putting them back together, but I mean, it was just a matter of paying attention. You could jam them up pretty tight if you weren't, but again, it's there's a lot more complicated guns to take apart out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not saying this is one of the worst, but I'm saying that it was kind of up there. And they made the takedown was kind of a pain. And just the way that the new one is set up, I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I've shot Mark IIs before, and I've shot Mark IIIs before. Let me see. The Mark III that I shot it was one of those weird ones, like this. It looked a little bit more like one of them space guns.
Oh yeah, when they've been customized. And that's another thing with them is, you can customize the bejesus out of them.
Oh yeah.
And they're a gun that's a reasonable price that you can take out and compete against higher priced guns. And it will outshoot most people. Just out of the box. Oh, I guess the aliens didn't get them. So our fearless leaders come in. There he is.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
I think he's about to take a pee.
Yeah.
So we're just talking gun of the day. The Ruger Mark III 22 caliber pistol.
Yeah. So that's just about almost everything except for the showdown. I believe that's everything. Oh, we still got history to do too, but yeah. So we'll just jump into the showdown.
We're running pretty good on time, so we're okay.
Let's see here. So everybody knows how this works. You go into your Instagram and you type in the hashtag Daily Gun Show, and we'll judge your pictures for free.
Wow, I saw a really cool gun in there. Something you don't see every day.
All right, so I've seen this. We've seen that. That was from Halloween. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen the bird nest one. don't know if you've seen this one. Let's see. Nope, did not see this one.
No. Down the scope.
That's a video series that Dog Body does. Is when he why the heck isn't it playing? Oh, I gotta hit it. That's why. See, so he's looking
Oh,
up,
cool.
up and shooting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
I don't know. We got Dog Body. I'm taking it that's the aftermath.
Yeah.
And Chris got a little. What is that? LCRX. Ah.
Yeah.
Hanging in the desert.
Oh, a dog wearing a hat. The dog doesn't look like he's happy wearing the hat. Who's that? Angry American.
It looks like.
My God. That's a cute little puppy.
It looks like an angry dog right there.
I don't think it looks angry. I think it looks embarrassed.
Yeah, look at how he's got her ears all poked in there. That's
You know why that dog's embarrassed?
huh.
Look at the gun. It's not even like a,
Oh yeah, it's one of them Italian guns.
yeah, it's not even an American gun. No wonder the dog's embarrassed.
Yeah, one of them Italian
God.
Benellis.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep going. We've seen enough of that.
Visual Kalashnikov recognition.
Oh, cool.
The AMD is only headspace. Cool.
Huh.
That was for Rupin. What you working on? Oh, it looks like he's got a little press there.
Yeah. A little something. A little something, something.
Early Sky. Bubba Gunsmith and Guns. Horrible.
Yeah. Well, we all do it at one time or another.
Don't try that at home. We got Chris here. What's this? Glock 22. A good caliber. I'll give it to him.
Well, look at that. He's trying to, that poor Glock's trying to get up that hill and ain't going to make it. You can tell it's got no traction with that plastic, grip. Yeah.
We got early watch again. What would you choose? We all know what pretty much everybody here would choose.
Yeah. The bigger one.
Another Glock 30 looking out over in the horizon. I always wonder what these little guys are thinking when they're looking out there.
Yeah. I know. Me too. If only we could speak gun.
There's Smeg. He had his little rally. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's a pretty good turnout.
Another one. Oh, he's got his militia. Like they're either his oath keepers or 3% or something.
Oh, yeah.
Early watch. Posting street signs. This is a gun show.
What's that about? Who knows? Early watch. Oh, there he's got another one. Oh, now it's looking at the water. I wonder if it's thirsty.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I like to look in the river and just ponder.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh.
Steadily. I love, I don't know why. I know they're just like, they're simple pictures, but I just love how he does it on the blacktop with whatever filter he uses.
Yeah. That does make the guns look neat.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the wood on it. Yeah. I don't know.
AK-47's always got that cartridge stuck on the charging lever, though. It's just too bad they didn't design it with a proper one.
You
don't need to do that.
We all can't have little tiny Russian fingers.
Oh, that's true.
They're like short and stubby, so they catch on real quick.
Yeah, apparently Czechoslovakians had normal size hands.
Steadily another one, a little AK in the rain. Get that out of the rain. It's gonna rust.
Yeah, a little rust just adds some character.
Yeah.
You want to have that patina on your AK. Chiapa
1911. Is that? Oh, it's a 45. Okay, I thought it was one of those not 1911. Not 11. It comes in 9mm.
Yeah, not 911.
Gun overload. Nice little wall there.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. There's some neat looking gopher guns there.
There's another one with the early watch letting his dog play with loaded guns.
Sleepy puppy.
Yeah, she was on the lake watch.
Oh, that's probably why.
Steadily.
Alright.
Made in Austria.
Another one of them foreign guns.
Just Dano GC. How come I'm not following Just Dano GC?
What's funny is he's actually bolts to bolt that down. I tried to explain it to him, but Dano.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna listen.
Yeah, he don't listen.
And we got Biker Bob. Oh snap! Why am I not following Biker Bob?
Yeah, look at that! Isn't that a gorgeous gun? Except for that stupid scope. Gotta get rid of that scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I finally figured out my Instagram. Yay!
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Well, you got to follow from me.
Oh, right on, man.
Chris and
had 90 followers.
It's Enrique, Protect the Second. Very cool. Another one from Enrique. What's that? Oh, he got his cards. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Save Dave. I like that. And we've seen, so we're back at the popular.
Cracker and cotton.
All right. So, Bob, what do you got?
You know what? I'm going to go for the angry puppy dog. No, I definitely have to go for the angry puppy dog. Just because, it's a puppy and it's angry. Yeah. Well, and it's wearing every second matters hat. So even if it does have a foreign gun in the picture.
Yeah, you know what? I'm inclined to agree. I would have voted on the early watch one with the dog, but this dog is woke. So
yeah, I know. The dog just looks so disgusted. This is the Italian gun, like, oh Jesus.
So angry by default. You damn, this is Angry's day, huh? Tomorrow we gotta really shit on Angry tomorrow.
Oh yeah, well that's not a problem. We can always find something to shit on Angry about.
Cool. So that Angry, congrats, you the hashtag showdown winner, I guess. Tactical Pop Quiz Showdown hashtag. You won. Congrats.
Way to go. You see what happens? You put a dog in your picture and you're gonna have an advantage.
Pretty much, yeah. You're gonna be at least the runners up. So
yeah. Although I gotta say, I mean, it was pretty close because he had that damn Benelli in there.
Italian shotgun.
Italian, yeah. I-tie.
So that'll take us. We're about ready to wrap up here. Take us to some gun history.
Let's just take a look at what the hell we're seeing from G's camera here. He's got a gun store.
Yeah, I just paid a couple of $100 and drove 9 hours to get here. So let's keep going for a little bit if we got a couple of minutes. So in Roswell, New Mexico, this is a different shop than you went to, though, right, Bob?
Yeah. I never went to that one.
Okay, so I just went in and talked to the owner here, and it's a new shop. They just moved locations, and he was giving me some information about some struggles with Google Maps, which, when I come into a town like this, I'll usually just go to Google Maps and type in gun shops. And it gave me 2 addresses for this one. I just kind of gambled and went to the one that's closer to the main road. And the owner of this shop was telling me that he's like having an ongoing issue with Google. They just picked randomly some house in town and said that was his address. And I guess for a long time now, he's been struggling with it, telling Google about it. So that's kind of interesting. We'll put that in the calendar or in the schedule for Gun Shop Biz, how to deal with Google Maps, because there are some strategies. We talked about it in there. He's been doing some research on it, and hopefully we can help him with that. One of the ways that you battle Google's tyranny like that, basically they put some random address in there. When he contacts them to get the address correct, they say, sure, as soon as you sign a marketing thing with us or some kind of advertisement thing with us, we'll make sure we correct that. So they're basically extorting it. There's natural ways or organic ways you can correct that, and that's by putting the correct address out there multiple times on the internet, especially places like gun channels, which I keep talking about are big established places. Everybody's efforts on gun channels daily create a place that gives weight to places like this gun shop who are trying to actually affect change on the internet with something as simple as their address.
So what's the name
Anyway,
of that?
so otherwise it's a neat. Can't see it? Blount? B-L-O-U-N-T?
Blounce?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's
so
just
he told me about 3 other shops. He told me about 3 other shops in town. One of them is down the road this way. I'm guessing that's might be the one you went to. And then he said there's an old guy who's going to be retiring soon that he said was, the way gun shops used to be. So I'm going to go check that out next.
Yeah, check that one. Because
name you went to, do you remember?
I don't remember the names. One wouldn't let me take pictures. I don't remember that. But the other one was Larry's Gun Shop, LGS.
Okay. Yeah, this guy was cool with pictures, and again, it's going to actually help him to go into a shop like this and help get the word out about his correct address.
Oh, for sure. And next time I'm there, I'm going to have to check it out because, like I say, I missed that one.
Yeah, the main road is over there, so it's not quite on the main road. It's like a block off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice big parking lot, too.
I don't know what the topics were today, but I was listening to NPR on the way over here because going through White Sands, there's nothing except for satellite radio. So I was listening to NPR, and they were complaining about gun laws and stuff. And they, they're one-sided for sure, and they're myopic. They're very narrow focused, and listening to their debates, their echo chamber was very interesting because they don't have some basic grasp of of the core concepts involved. But one of the things that they were complaining about with this last situation with the Air Force guy in Texas is the fact that he, was the abuser. So a lot of the talk this morning some of the talk this morning was about the concept of the thing that changed. I forget the senator's name now, but the senator that changed it from felony domestic abuse to misdemeanor domestic abuse. And they were talking about the kind of evolution of federal, law in regards to domestic situations. And of course, their myopic, one-sided view of it, which they, of course, think is very open-minded, is about the victims, purely about the victims. So they don't see the cost to society for their concepts here. So they really were focusing on the idea that anytime someone acts any way violent to another person, that's an indicator that they're never going to be sane, and they're always, at risk of doing something like this. And again, they have no concept, they have no interest in knowing what the reasons are to own a firearm. From some of their explanations, you can see that they're very opinionated about it, I guess the best way to say it politely, but ignorant. And I'm going to try to put it into the comments here if I can get some time on we have internet, and put it into some future discussions, because I've got a couple of 3 or 4 key points where if they're going to push this anti-gun stuff too far, they're going to make it where if somebody looks at you funny, you're going to lose rights. And it sounds like they're more than happy to go down that route. I mean, they have complete confidence that the state is able and should have the authority to come up with disputes amongst individuals. And because of the whole expansion of what a gender is and what a relationship is, they want it to have no tie at all to whether or not you're married. So they want people that are just acquaintances who are violent to each other to be able to lose rights, have the rights taken away from the other person with nothing more than just being acquaintances. So I think we've seen a little bit, but that could be pretty freaking scary.
Well, we have a problem up here with it, is that the accusation is enough to lose you your gun rights, right? So,
and as soon as they law behind that says once you're accused, then there's a consequence. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. Well, because it can be used for blackmail by a spouse, it can be used for threats. I mean, it's just, I mean, the whole thing of justice is supposed to be you're innocent until proven guilty. Whereas what this is you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And even then, you know, it may take months to get your gun rights back. Right. And in your country, like at least here, if it's like some kind of violent crime we commit, after 5 years, you can reapply. And depending,
these discussions didn't have any opportunity for making amends. You can never recover. You can never have your rights reimposed after one time in your life. Some acquaintance considers you violent and makes an official report.
Right.
I don't know if we talk about that often. At least I haven't heard that discussion before, but that's super scary, considering you can lose more than just your right to own firearms when you're in that position.
Oh, yeah. That should be something we should discuss in another show, where we should just talk about how those rights are in jeopardy because of the political correctness. You know, that the woman's always has to be believed, or, you know, the victim always has to be believed, because that's the way it's going, right? It's like in these universities where
women aren't always the victims. It could be a gender neutral person.
Right. But I mean, in these universities where people are being accused of rape and they're basically losing, like they get kicked out of university and everything, and then it turns out it was a false accusation. Well, it doesn't matter. That person's life's been ruined. You know, it's, you know, they've lost scholarships, they've lost time in school, and it can all be on a false accusation. And in a lot of cases, the accuser doesn't even get punished, even when it's turned out it's a false accusation. So, yeah, that's a good thing for discussion. Good point for discussion is how political correctness.
So I'm going to put out a call to action today, since I just talked to the owner here, Dan, about his shop situation. If anybody is interested in effecting some change out there and helping out a local gun shop right now, go online anywhere and post, you know, on Facebook, ideally, gun channels, of course, other places, their correct address. It's Blount Firearms and Supplies. It's in Roswell, New Mexico, and it's 1200 North Virginia Avenue. 1200 North Virginia. And yeah, do the guy a favor and get more instances of his correct address out there on the internet. And that's something that we can all do today to help out a little gun shop in Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing. That's something that we can all do, and especially once we know about it. Something like that, by putting the proper address out there, we can affect some real difference for a small gun shop that's having trouble with one of these big mega alphabet corporations. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons we do the show, right?
You bet. All right, well, thanks for letting me hijack the end here. I think we're still pretty much on time.
Oh, yeah, we're still doing good. Jimmy and I can kind of fly through things when we don't have someone to argue with.
Yeah, no worries. I'd much rather get that information. I don't know how many times I've been on Google Maps trying to do something, and I mean, even the one time you're with me, it's taking me through cul-de-sacs, and, you know, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. Google is ridiculous.
Yeah, it can be. I've had real problems with the Google Maps as well. So.
All right, so where were we at? History. So Dead Horse gave us some history earlier today, and I guess today was the day Doc Holliday died in 1887. The TB finally got him.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
The man did have an interesting life.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln is reelected for the first wartime election in the United States, 1864.
That was a close one thing, I think, too. Like, the only reason I think he got reelected was because he did the Emancipation Proclamation in order to get to the Republicans on side with him. What else we got in history? Anything?
Today in 2000, the dispute begins over U.S. presidential election between George W. and Al Gore. The Supreme Court ruling was on December 12th for Bush to win. Let's see. Who was born today? The guy that wrote Dracula. Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker. Stoker.
Well, we have an idea of what Bob's doing after this show.
Watching vampire movies? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really about it, man. Tom Anderson, co-founder of MySpace, he was born today. Other than that, yeah, that's about all we got for the show today. Well, for history, anyway. I think that's it for the show.
All right. Well, let's see what else we got. I guess pretty much on time. Oh, yeah, we are. Perfect.
Let's
All
remind everybody that the Gun Show Loophole Tour is still in progress. So anybody that wants to jump over to Patreon, support the show that way, or buy stuff on the store, it's always appreciated.
Oh, yeah, good point. We really haven't been plugging stuff much lately. So, yeah, let's get out there and support Gun Show Loophole Tour. Let's keep the van rolling. Let's keep G-Webs and his personal driver driving him around. Like I say, they're always happiest when they're in a moving vehicle. So keep that in mind. And I think other than that, yeah, let's just wrap her up then. And we'll be on time. What is it, 3 days in a row? It's like some kind of record. All right. This quote today will be by David M. Bennett. And this is just gun quotes by regular citizens. But before that, I just want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. And if you can, support us on Patreon. That money all goes to keep this whole thing rolling. Both the Day of the Gun Show, the Gun Show Loophole Tour. So if you like what we're doing, support us if you can. If you can't, just share, get other people watching. And yeah, let's leave it there. And we'll finish off this quote and finish up the show for today. So the quote of the day, again, like I say, it's by David M. Bennett, just a regular American. A shootout is better than a massacre. And we saw that this last weekend. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We will see y'all tomorrow.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.